minus
10, 9, come on.
8, 7,
Countdown with
6,
me, folks.
5, 4,
We are
3,
gonna get off the
2,
ground in no
1,
time.
0.
In plis plas.
Ignition.
Here we go.
Liftoff.
Come on,
Liftoff.
baby.
30 minutes after the hour.
Show with no name time.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt.
Get ready.
Fasten your seatbelts. Hold
All
on
right,
to your
amigos.
hats. Get ready for the ride of your life.
Here we go.
The show with no name time.
Where?
On Vaughn Radio.
That's right.
It's the show with no name. Let's go.
Come on in, everybody. Come on in. It is time for your daily English class here on Vaughn Radio. Welcome, amigos. Welcome to Vaughn Radio. Welcome to the show with no name. It's a pleasure to have you here with us once again. You guys aren't just our students, you are our family. Hey, I mean that from the bottom of my heart, with all sincerity. Welcome, family. And by the way, Vaughn family, if you guys are in any place where we have offices, Zaragoza, Bilbao, Barcelona, Madrid, I know I'm leaving out many, Vigo, you can stop by and see us this coming week. It's the 22nd of September. Mark your calendars. The 22nd of September 2023. It's Vaughn's open house. That's right, folks. We've got an open house. You can come in, get a free class, level test, meet us, and you can get a free book. Plus, you can win tons of other things. Just go to our website, grupovon.com, or follow us on social media, and you can register there. Why not? You get the mini milk, an abridged version of my first book. So that's the 22nd of September. And you've got another date you need to write down as well.
It's time for the return of our Vaughn Radio Trivia Nights. Join us to practice your English, test your knowledge, and have a great time on Wednesday, October 4th at 8:30 p.m. at Roll Madrid, Calle Amañel 23. Each month, we host our Vaughn Radio Trivia Nights where attendees are put into teams and answer fun trivia questions in English. Join us for the fun at Roll Madrid on Wednesday, October 4th at 8:30 p.m. That's Roll Madrid, Calle Amañel 23. This time, it's hosted by me, Kyle Miller. Everyone's welcome, so we'll see you there.
All right, folks. Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. My buddy Kyle Miller is hosting October 3rd. It's a Wednesday. I hope to see you guys there. It's kicking off at 8:30. I would get there closer to 8. Trust me, I'm going to get there closer to 8. And then November 1st, I will be hosting. So, folks, I think it's a holiday. Not everybody, but I think a lot of people have the day off here. It's All Saints Day. It's the day after Halloween. And it's a great event, A, because it's free. Well, whatever you consume, you pay for, obviously, like any place. But you can win free prizes as well. So you could actually go out of there, like let's put it, I'll put it this way. A few times ago, I went and I won. My team won. It was a miracle. I never win anything. And I got a free meal with a beer. And 2 beers, right? I only had 2 beers. So if you think about it, if you cash in, great word, canjear, if you cash in that coupon, that voucher, ese vale, that voucher, well, guess what? It was worth more than the 2 beers I had. So technically, I made money. And obviously, I'm not there to do that, but it was a great moment. I celebrated it because, as I said, I never win anything. Nah, I don't know why. I don't know why, but I never win anything. So, folks, come hang out. Even if it's not about winning either. Come have a good time. Meet your favorite teachers. And test your knowledge and in English. And not only your favorite teachers. One of my favorite things about these events is seeing you guys mingle. To mingle. Do you know this word? To mingle is mezclar. Yeah, it's really cool. Seeing all the teachers and the students mingle, drinking some beers, shooting the shit. ¿Qué? ¿Disparando a la mierda? No, I don't mean shooting like that. To shoot the shit is just to chat about nothing. That's fun sometimes. You say estar de cháchara. To shoot the shit, if you don't want to be vulgar, you can say to shoot the breeze. So, amigos, I hope you'll join us at the open house and at our upcoming Vaughn Radio Trivia Nights. All of those events are free, and you could win prizes at all of those events as well. So join us. More information on our website, grupovaughn.com. And folks, right now, it's time for Question of the Week.
Question of the week.
That's right, folks. Charge. It's Question of the Week. And just a quick reminder, Question of the Week is coming up tomorrow. Or I don't know when you're listening to this. It's every Friday. But that means that you have to send me your audio notes before Friday. Now, a nice round of applause to everybody. And a lot of you, by the way, tomorrow we're going to hear from a lot of you guys. And I'm really, really excited. And again, I'm impressed. At first listen, I am impressed. So great job, guys. Today's the last day if you want to get it in for this Friday. And this week's question is, what is the kindest thing or the nicest thing, you could say either one, that a complete stranger has done for you? And you can leave us a 1-minute voice message. You can do it on your phone, record it, and then you can send it to my email. O más fácil decir, you can email it to me. ¿Ves? Directamente. So you can email it to me at, ¿ves la preposición? Y luego vemos el at como arroba. O sea, at es muy importante cuando demos datos, right? So you can email me at aalonso@grupovaughn.com. And you can send me that 1-minute audio note. And I'll tell you something, you guys are going to love it tomorrow. We're really going to hear some awesome students and their contributions. All right, so let's see. What have we got to do now? What are we? Question of the week. Well, that's it. I just wanted to remind you, you've got less than, if you don't send it to me by Thursday evening, and don't send it to me Thursday at midnight. You know what I mean. Thursday work day, send it to me, and I will make sure you get on the air. If you send it to me on Friday, I can't. And the good news is, I think I have about 7 or 8 people who have already participated. So thank you again. It's great to hear you guys expressing yourselves in English. All right, well, let's kick off with another section here where I put you to the test. Just one of the many sections where I put you to the test. This is today's pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, amigos. It is our pop quiz examen sorpresa. And this is where I make sure you guys are following us and that you're getting all the content. Also, that you have our materials. You can get all the materials you might need to help you on your English journey. And you can pick those up at vaughntienda.com. So Grupo Vaughn is all our information. If you just want to go shopping, you can stop by in person, or again, vaughntienda.com. And our books, for example, I know my books, you can get them wherever fine books are sold. Now, today I have a relic in my hand here. This is a relic. If you guys are not watching it, I will describe. It is a magazine, and on the cover of the magazine, it says The Vaughn Review. The issue is from September 2008. We don't say the number, the issue. It cost €4, not dollars, €4.10. And you can download audio. Now, I'll tell you something. You're not going to be able to get this relic. We don't have the Vaughn Review anymore. It was discontinued. Now, I have a few extra ones. Yes, I do. And I have the ones with me on the cover specifically. And I'm going to tell you something. If you guys are in my community, I know many of you are, I'm going to be raffling off some of these. So, and I'm going to sign them. So a couple people in my community are going to win the Vaughn Review, which you can't get your hands on anymore. You're going to win the one with me on the cover with my signature. And of course, I'll leave you a little greeting, something to offer you some encouragement. So tons of guys, did you ever know that you could win prizes for learning English? Like, you needed more incentive. Like, being a better communicator is a wonderful incentive, I would say. All right, well, let's take a look at today's pop quiz. I'm going to get it right out of this Vaughn Review over here. But let me get a little beat going. Yeah. That's what I was missing there. A little beat. All right. I'm going to give you three transitions now. Translations. I'm going to give you three translations right now. And what I want you guys to do is give them to me, and give them to me all together. Let's warm up. These you don't have to write. These I just want you to say aloud. Okay? Let's start with the first one. Nacieron en aquella aldea. You don't have to write it. Say it. I'd prefer if you say it. This isn't the pop quiz. This is warming up. Calentando motores. Nacieron en aquella aldea. They were born in that village. Fijaos donde tomo la pausa. No era they were born. No, it's they were born in that village. Say it with, y no digo village. I said village. Village. That's a really difficult one for my students. They were born in that village. They were born to Iron Man. All right, I want to turn it into a question now. Quiero que sea pregunta. ¿Cómo lo hacemos en pregunta? So, afirmamos. Nacieron en aquella aldea. They were born in that village. Okay, preguntamos. Were they born in that village? Were they? Were they born? And notice how the tone of voice changes. Were they born in that village? And let's put it into a negative. So we started with an affirmative. They were born in that village. Sí. No. They weren't born in that village. Así sabes si dominas no solo esta frase, sino la estructura. Ese verbo en cuestión también. So, afirmamos. They were born in that village. negamos. They weren't born in that village. And the question, were they born in that village? And now the indirect question. Y tenemos 4 ejemplos que podemos ver con un ejemplo. Do you know if they were born in that village? I'm not sure if they were born in that village. So practice, guys. Let's do another one like that. Okay. They grew up there too. Se criaron ahí también. They grew up there too. So I just affirmed it. I'm telling you, yes, they grew up there too. Dime que no. They didn't grow up there. So that would be the negative. So they grew up there. Yeah, they did. They didn't grow up there. Ya vamos al pasado. Okay, question. Se criaron ahí. Did they grow up there? Did they grow up there? Indirect question. Do you know if they grew up there? So I want you to do that anytime you come across a translation. Remember, you might not be able to get your hands on this Vaughn review, but we've got amazing, it's the Bible of translation lists. It goes through every single structure. Okay, I feel like we are nice and warm now. Estamos calentados. Let's do our translations. Give them to me in the same comment. The first one. All right. ¿Dónde está? Okay. Fue dejado a morir. Okay, le dejaron ahí a morir. We're looking at the passive voice. The documentary tense, as I call it. Okay? The next one. Nadie me ha dicho nada sobre él. Nadie me ha dicho nada sobre él. So your first one, fue dejado a morir, right? The next one was, nadie me ha dicho nada sobre él. And the last one, cuando lleguen aquí, te los presentaré. Cuando lleguen aquí, te los presentaré. Now, you can't get this Vaughn review. If you're in my community, you can. But if you want to know where you can find these translations, this is Translation Book 3, Advanced. I recommend, honestly, go to Vaughn Tienda and get the whole collection. Why? They work. Funcionan. I know it because I used them when I was out at ING Direct. Shout out to my friends in ING Direct, in Vodafone, and all the companies I've worked with. And they work. You know how I know they work? Because they worked for me. I learned, sí, es como se dice. Okay. And it's not just that I had to look at them once. Remember, as the teacher, I had to repeat them over and over and over. So it works. The translation lists work. And it's really important, like here on the show, that you listen carefully and make sure you're repeating it somewhat similar to the voice you hear in the audio. All right? All of that is at vaughntienda.com. Let's go on over to our virtual classroom. There's Born to Iron Man. He says, morning, folks. What's up, Born to Iron Man? Laura says, good morning. Beautiful show with no-namers. Just popping in. Pasándome rapidita. To pop in. Great one. You can also say to pop by. So I'm just popping in to say hello and to wish you all a wonderful day, as I won't be able to follow the show live today. See you tomorrow. Well, Laura, thanks for stopping by and bringing a little bit of your magic. And by the way, I don't think I have to tell you this. You probably figured it out. One of the students who has sent me a voice note is Laura. So thanks a lot, Laura. Daniel Pastor, speaking of, guess what, guys? We're going to hear from Daniel tomorrow on the show as well. What's up, Daniel? Good morning to you, too. David, too. David says, good morning. Good morning, David. I know you're ready to rock. Ricardo says, hi, Laura. We'll miss you for sure. No doubt about it. Let's see. Who else is in the house here today? Kubla. Kubla says, sup, unequaled mass, as I want to up my lore, regardless of what's in store. Don't brand me a bore. I'll keep coming back for more. I love it. It's poetry. Or it's rap. Maybe it's hip-hop music. Well, we got a beat. Ready? Here, let's do it. Yeah. As I want to up my lore, regardless of what's in store. Don't even think of branding me a bore, for I'll keep coming back for more. All right. I'm going to give myself an applause, but I don't know if I deserved it. Hey, his lyrics, I'm just spitting them, as we say. All right, Chris Valrol, another student who has participated in our Say What soundbite. Looking forward to hearing from you tomorrow, too, Chris. And she says, morning, Alberto and mates. We'll miss you, Laura. Yes, we will. No doubt about it. All right, let's go on over here. We got Born to Iron Man. He's taken a stab at today's 3 translations from the Vaughn Review. Well, now you can find them in the translation book, the advanced number 3. Born to Iron Man, the first one. He was left to die. Yes. Great. We'll take it. The second one. Nobody has told me anything about him. Excellent job. The second one is correct. Okay. And the third one. When they get here, I'll introduce you. All right. It's not incorrect, but I want the structure. A ellos, te los... So me falta el que los presentaré a ellos at the end. I want to make sure you're using it right. But great job. Born to Iron Man. Let's see. There's Kubla. Kubla's going to take a stab at it. He says he was left to die. Yes. The second one. Nobody has told me anything about him. Excellent. I love that neither of you have used a double negative. And the last part, when they get here, I'll introduce them to you. Oh, yeah. Nice job. Let's see. Who else? Chris. We said Chris. There's Anix as well. Anix, you'll hear from her tomorrow in our question of the week. Going to hear from a lot of cool students tomorrow. Anik says he was left to die. Yes. Fíjate, no digo to. I say to. He was left to die. To die. To die. He was left to die. Nobody has told me anything about him. Great job. And the last one. When they get here, I'll introduce them to you. Excellent job. Anix. Leo in the house. It's Leo in the house. I said Leo in the house. Leo says, hello, fire ends. What are fire ends? I imagine it's a typo. Alberto, I will send you the audio in a while. All right. Don't put it off too long. Put it off. Aplazar. Number 1, they let him die. It works, but I wanted to use the passive voice. But yeah, they let him die. Le dejaron morir. Le dejaron ahí a morir is they left him to die. Similar idea. The second one, nobody has told me anything on him. It's technically correct, but it would be more common to say about. I don't know anything on that topic or about that topic, pero me suena más natural about en este caso. And the last one, when they get here, I'll introduce them to you. Fantastic job. Show with no namers all around the world. right now, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. I hope you guys enjoyed the first part of the show, and I hope you'll join us in the second, third, and fourth parts. We'll be right back with tons more. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Yeah. It's the show with no name, your interactive, insane English show. And you can catch us here on Vaughn Radio every Monday through Friday, every workday. That's where we've been for the last 15 years. But Richard Vaughn and Dave Boyce, they've been here longer. So the old school, the OGs, the original gangsters. And then we've got some newer shows, which are just amazing as well. Jules Linares and Let's Get Random is our latest addition to the Vaughn Radio schedule. You've also got the fun, exciting Pro Bow show with Rob Grams to start your day with some fun. Then you've got Fitz with No Excuses. And if you've never had a class with Fitz, I don't know what you're waiting for, man. You've got no excuses. All right, well, let's kick off the second part with today's Say What soundbite. Yeah. Say what? What? Yeah. All right, folks. All right. Say what soundbite? Hey, Kyle Miller's on board. What's up, Kyle Miller? We were just talking about you, dude. In fact, we just heard your voice telling everybody about the upcoming trivia night at Real Madrid. October 4th. Gonna be tons of fun, Kyle. Don't make it too tough. You know me, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. No soy el más listo. La herramienta más puntiaguda o más afilada en el cobertizo. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. But as I was saying before, my team managed to win once. And I got some good prizes. My favorite prizes are those kind of prizes: food and drink. Forget the material stuff. And don't even go for the prizes. Go for the priceless evening. An evening where you can get together with your friends, with your teachers, and have a laugh, practice your English. And remember, October 4th, and then I'm on deck. This comes from baseball. I'm the next batter. I'll be doing it on November 1st, and it's going to be horror themed. Yeah, well, since it's the day after Halloween, All Saints Day, I figured we're going to take a look at some stuff from horror, maybe serial killers, maybe the Addams Family, horror movies. So don't miss it, guys, especially since, if I'm not mistaken, November 1st is a holiday. So if you can get your booty over here to Madrid, your booty es tu culete. You probably know it from a song. Shake, 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 shake that booty. I said shake, 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 shake that booty. Yeah, shake, 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 shake that booty. All right, folks, it's time for today's Say What soundbite. As always, this is one of the more challenging sections on the show because you have to pay really close attention and you hear all different kinds of accents, all different kinds of scenarios. So everybody pay close attention. And I'm going to forewarn you, this one's going to be tough. And I'll give you a little advantage here. In the beginning, the person is like humming a song, something like that. I don't want that part. It's when they're speaking. Okay? Is everybody ready? The way this works is I'm going to play it 4 times throughout the show. And at first, I just want a synopsis in your best English. I want you to sum it up, resumirlo, to summarize, mucho más fácil decir, to sum it up. So I want you to sum it up in your best English. And the ultimate goal is to jot it down verbatim, word for word. All right? Is everybody ready? Here's the Say What soundbite for the first time.
Duck shot. More duck shot. Confidentially, those hunters couldn't hit the broadside of a duck. Ah! They got me. Oh, yipe! Take it easy, Rover. That's no way to retrieve a duck.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds wacky. If you want my opinion, that sounds totally wacky. All right, well, let me give it to you again, and then I'd love to hear what you heard in your best English. Is everybody ready? All right, this is the Say What soundbite for the second time.
Duck shot. More duck shot. Confidentially, those hunters couldn't hit the broadside of a duck. Ah! They got me. Oh, yipe! Take it easy, Rover. That's no way to retrieve a duck.
All right, there you go. I can tell you something else. My daughter knows who it is. Definitely. My daughter, there's no doubt in my mind that if I play that for her, she's going to be like, oh, Daddy, of course. One of our favorites. All right, but I don't want to give you too many clues. While you're thinking it through, dándole unas vueltas, let me give you a teaser for our upcoming episode of FYI on hospitals. Infirmaries can be interesting and intimidating institutions, but one thing is for certain: the industry is indispensable. We go there to get nursed back to health if we get ill or injured, or go under the knife if need be. In an emergency, we can even be rushed there in an ambulance. While many come out with a clean bill of health, some patients never leave these paramedical places.
Paging Dr. Alonso. Please report to ER ASAP.
We'll make sense of hospitals on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to For Your Info.
Inglés.
You got it. That's right, folks. Brand spanking new episode of FYI. You get one every Friday. If you're in my community, you get an extra one and additional content, but you get a free one every Friday wherever you listen to podcasts, wherever you listen to your Vaughn podcasts. That's Spotify, Apple Podcasts. What are the other ones? iVox, which thank you very much. Recently, iVox, they did a write-up. A write-up is another way of saying an article. And they did a write-up on some of the greatest podcasts to learn English on their platform, iVox. And it was an honor to be on that list, A. And then as I started to look at the list and I saw that number one, I don't think it was in order or anything, but still, number one on that list was Tosh Pasqua and Back to Basics. And I said, wow, FYI is among royalty over here in the podcasting world. So thank you to all of our listeners who can't tune in live. I know that's a huge majority of you guys who can't be here live, but then you listen later on or you listen on the weekends or whenever you get the chance. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate all of our listeners / viewers, no matter how you tune in. I think Kyle knows exactly what I'm talking about. We love you all. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's take a look at what you guys heard in our Say What soundbite. The first person to participate is our buddy Kubla, and he says, I heard an American cartoon icon, no doubt about it, Kubla, making fun of a hunter until the web-footed winged creature realizes the hunter got him. All right. Wow, Kubla. Palmipedo. I didn't know that one. Pedo, like fart? No, como pedo, como pie in Latin, right? To have webbed toes or to be web-footed. It means like there's skin between your fingers. Well, on your hands, it would be your fingers if you have webbed hands. But webbed toes means that they're connected with some kind of skin or something like that. I'm no expert, but really, Kubla, that was a wonderful roundabout way of saying you know exactly who it is and all that jazz. So wonderful job. Excellent job, Kubla. Let's see, Leo. Leo's going to sum it up for us eloquently, and he says, an American duck is surprised while calmly bathing by a hunter who shoots at him, throws bombs at him, etc. Finally, he scolds him because he has poopated him. Now, you know what? I've never seen the word poopate, so I've got to check this one out. I didn't even know this word. So he's turned him into larva. Oh, I didn't know this one in English, Leo. Oh my God. Well, I think maybe you mean to smash him into a million pieces. Maybe same idea as I look it up here. I get it. but I don't think I've ever heard the word in English. But wow, guys, extremely impressive how you both expressed yourselves in English. Anybody else before we move on? Because if not, you guys know time is of the essence. Y eso es una forma de decir, aquí cuentan los segundos. So anybody else going once, going twice? All right, it's time for our spelling bee.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
All right, amigos, spelling bee. Kubla says, I think Leo means to hurt him. Yeah, exactly what I said in a million pieces, right? To pummel him, to smash him into a million pieces, to beat him up, to beat him to a pulp. Many different ways to say it, just to beat him up, right? So, but as I said before, it would be more common to say the ones that I just said, not pupate one or poopate. I think it's pupate because poopate, that sounds quite weird. Well, either way, not a common word, but it's not incorrect, Leo. That's why I didn't correct you. I'm just giving you more common ways to say that, right? To smash to smithereens. Toma, te doy otra también. All right. Well, anybody else before we kick off our spelling bee? The spelling bee is probably the most challenging section on the show, but you guys always rise to the challenge. All right. Is everybody ready? This is round one. These words must be capitalized today. All right. Is everybody ready? The first one is SPITFIRE. The second one is AARDVARK. The third one is PEACEMAKER. The fourth one is FIGHTING space FALCON. The fifth one is BLACKBIRD. And the sixth one is HORNET. Okay, there you go, my amigos. Whoa, this is some crazy speed here. Let's see if anybody was able to get these on the first go. All right, let's see. Give it a sec. Oh, we've got a comment already. Let's see if it's correct over here. The first person to participate is Born to Iron Man. Now, remember, speed is good, but we're looking for accuracy. Let's see if he's got both speed and accuracy. Born to Iron Man. The first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The third one is correct. The fourth one is correct. The fifth one is correct. And the sixth one is also correct. Yeah. Wow, dude. That was some insane speed over there, and it's perfect. You dotted your I's and you crossed your T's. And here's a little audio clue for you out there, my amigos. All right, I'm going to be nice here, and we're going to go into round two. This is the round where I'm a nice guy, where I'm like, sir, do you want me to slow down? Now, unfortunately, a lot of times when you get through to people, contactar con gente, in customer service, you know what happens? You usually get the first guy who's like, I don't really care if you get it. I'm a paid employee. Not all the time. But I remember having a lot more bad experiences with customer service, especially here in Spain. No offense. If you work in customer service, or if you get offended by someone who doesn't like customer service and has had bad experiences. Point being that you're going to get everything out there. Okay. And the same thing when you go to a government office, you got to go renew your passport. You got to go do whatever. Sometimes you're going to get that person's like, hola, buenos días. Sí, se puede poner aquí usted. And other times you get the person who's like, why are you here? You're like, I have an appointment. Yeah, but what do you want? Well, what are the three things I can do here? Get a passport, get a DNA. Okay, cool. Well, one of those it's got to be, right? So it's like, come on, let's not make this harder. Let's make this easier for everybody. Because guess what? You don't want me here. I don't fucking want to be here either. There's a million other places I would rather be, but you can't. You got to be nice. You got to be nice. Not only because you want something from them, but you got to be nice, period. Es bueno ser majete de todas formas. All right. I see we've got two other students who have figured it out as well. Kubla and Chris. I'll have you guys check your answers. Just check them because we've got to go into round 2 just to make sure they're perfect. Also, Anix is participating in our Say What soundbite. Better late than never, Anix. And she says, it's a cartoon. I think I can recognize that voice. He's having a chilly day, chilly as frío, and suddenly there's a shooting. Somebody is trying to hunt him. Great job, Anix. Wonderful job. Excellent. All right, let's go through our spelling bee. This is round 2. The first word is SPITFIRE. The second word is AARDVARK. Quiero oír esas V's, sorry. V's. I said V. I said in English, V. The third one, PEACEMAKER. The fifth one is FIGHTING space FALCON. The fifth one is BLACKBIRD. And the last one is HORNET. And I know what you're thinking. I guess if you look at the list at first glance, you would say, well, this is a list of different animals. And yes, there are animals on the list. Now, that is not the sound of a jet plane, as you guys know. Do you know what that sound is? That's called a prop plane. ¿Qué? ¿De atrezo? Like prop? Well, it's that is the word for atrezo, things that actors use. But also, a prop, in this case, comes from the word propeller, hélice. And the verb to propel is to move something forward. So the propeller propels the plane through the air. And we call it a prop plane or a propeller plane. And so, yes, these are planes. I know. I'm obsessed. What do you want me to say? Well, also, there's a reason I chose planes today. Well, first, because I chose planes that I thought had really interesting or funny nicknames. So these aren't my favorite planes, but they're my favorite plane names. And today, I chose this because today in the year 1964, the North American Valkyrie, the XB-70 Valkyrie, became the world's fastest bomber, and it made its maiden flight in Palmdale, California, where they do the testing. So the Valkyrie, you can take a look at it. The good thing about like some of these planes is they look really futuristic. And the Valkyrie, it has like a really pointy nose. You know what it looks? It looks a little bit like, here's one that I think everybody knows, even if you're not an AV geek. And I'm talking about the Concorde. Same kind of shape. It's got the delta wing, and the delta wing is the triangular wing. So a lot of times you see those on fighters, cazas, right? On normal commercial airliners, they don't use delta wings. Why? You can go faster with a delta wing. That's why all the fast planes have delta wings. There's one problem. You lose stability. Pierde estabilidad when you're maneuvering the plane. So what did Europe do? Well, Europe, you guys have the Eurofighter here. And, well, that's a really powerful, it's a great plane. It's a great fighter plane, the Eurofighter. But they had the same problem. When they were testing it, they're like, oh, man, this thing's really unstable, because it's got that delta wing. It's hard to, keep it stable, keep it steady, as we say, in the air. And it's really, really interesting because what they did, if you'll notice, if you want to, you can Google Eurofighter. What they did is they made this little mustache, un bigotillo. That's what I call it, at least. It's on the nose of the plane. There are these two flaps that are not too many planes have these flaps. And there are these flaps on the nose that help solve the problem of keeping it steady, of the stability. So pretty interesting stuff there. There's also a plane called the F-15. No, excuse me, the F-14. The F-14. And that's the one that Tom Cruise used in the original Top Gun, the F-14 Tomcat. If you'll notice, the F-14 Tomcat has both delta wing and the swept wing. So it's got both wings. If you notice, there are some planes like the F-14 Tomcat, which also has a really cool name, where the wings move. And depending on if you need speed or if you need stability, you can adjust. All right, well, folks, I can't believe it, but we have to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with tons more Show with No Name. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name, your exciting English show on Vaughn Radio. Welcome back, amigos. We are here on the show with no name, and just a quick reminder, after today's show, you've got Ximena Holiday with Test Your English. And today, she's got a personal trainer on board. Ho, ho, ho. He's going to whip, well, they're going to whip you guys into shape. Your English and your body. And obviously your mind. I don't know too many people. I mean, usually if your body's in shape, your mind will follow, or vice versa. But they work together, mind, body, spirit. And I'm no Zen master, but you can't separate those three things. All right, amigos, Ximena Holiday. Don't miss it, 12:30 today, right after today's show. Learn some healthy habits. It's great vocabulary, too. And you'll work out your English, plus you'll get some tips to work on that bod. Oh, yeah. I've got a dad bod. Cuerpo de papá. Hey, I didn't say that's sexy or not sexy. It's a dad bod. Make of it what you will. Different strokes for different folks. Para gustos los colores. Different strokes for different folks. All right. Welcome back, amigos. And it's time for our first challenge of the second half of the show. It's homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. You know it. It is time for homophones. This is where we look at words that tend to be a bit confusing for students. At least in my 20 years of experience, I've noticed that these are doozies. Doozies. Que tienen truquillo, ¿no? Hay algo ahí que no... Que la gente cae en ellas, right? They're doozies. All right, let's do it. Let's take a look at these words. A, I want to see if you're familiar with them. And B, I want to know if they sound exactly the same. The first one is something we drink. Since we're little kids, they tell you to drink de naranja, de manzana, zumo, you call it in Spanish. But it's also, it's not just zumo, it's el jugo también de la carne. So it's the word zumo in Spanish. We're talking about fruit. And it's jugo if we're talking about meat or something like that, right? And jugoso, well, we can get that word from it. So it's the word jugo o zumo. I think it's a word you're all familiar with. Also, it's a verb. So if you something, it means you turn it into líquido, you liquefy it. So it's when you make a smoothie or something like that. Okay? I think you're all familiar with the word. I imagine you are. It's a very common word. All right. The second one is the plural for Jewish people. The plural. So you would say the Jewish people, pero de otra forma, have suffered many, many problems throughout their history. A lo largo de su historia. Han sufrido problemas. Okay, los judíos. So, if we said los judíos beben mucho zumo, would those two words sound the same in that sentence? Zumo and judíos? I'd like to know, A, what the words are and if they sound exactly the same. Also, here's your Say What soundbite for the third time.
So me for you. Duck shot. More duck shot. Confidentially, those hunters couldn't hit the broadside of a duck. Ah! They got me. Oh, yipe! Take it easy, Rover. That's no way to retrieve a duck.
All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. That's the third listen. Also, it looks like we've got a winner. Give it up for Kubla. Awesome job, Kubla, on today's Say What soundbite. All right, let's take a look here and see what we've got for our homophones section. As always, I gave you 2 words, and now it's in your hands. Do you know the words? A. B, do you know how they're pronounced? C, are they pronounced the same? So really, there are 3 parts, because first you have to say the words and ask yourself, this is pronounced like that. Is that the same? Yeah. So you got to go through a whole thought process. And then again, it's not enough to just know that you know it in theory. When you know something, it means it's innate. You will never pronounce it the wrong way again. You'll never say barn instead of burn, right? Again, because you know in your head, it's when it comes out, it's burn. I burned my finger. All right, let's take a look then at the homophones and see what you guys came up with. The first person to participate is Born to Iron Man, and those are the correct words, Born to Iron Man, and he says they sound alike. All right, let's see. Chris Valrol says and are homophones, I think. So Chris is not too sure. Anybody else? So out of everybody here now, only Born to Iron Man and Chris are going to go out on a limb? Arriesgar, que realmente no están arriesgando nada. You don't lose anything, right? Kubla is giving us a sentence, but that doesn't tell me yay or nay, right? So let's stick to the section, all right, guys? Or else, because if we alter the sections, then we're doing a different thing over here, okay? So let's focus, because I get confused on my own here, all right? So anybody else want to tell me, I think the words, not the tough part here. The tough part is, do they sound the same? And I know you're more familiar with the first word than the second word, okay? All right, well, I'm going to say the words as I always do, and we will resolve all doubts here, okay? The first word is juice. Juice. I drank a lot of orange juice when I was a kid, right? But then I get heartburn, indigestion from orange juice because there's a lot of acid in it, right? It's acidic. But I love it nonetheless. We call it OJ for short. OJ. Es tan popular en Estados Unidos. You're going to have some OJ? It's not OJ Simpson. Bueno, en contexto puede ser OJ Simpson, but de hecho tenían la expresión es the juice is loose. The juice is loose. So the juice is loose. Está suelto, which is crazy because he was in, not the best slogan to have, right? Juice. Say it with me. Juice. Do you want some juice? Oh, man. My favorite part of the steak is the juice, right? In plural, it's juices. Juices. So 1 juice, 2 juices. Oh, when the meat starts to release its juices, ¿ves cómo cambia 2 sílabas? Pero estamos mirando la primera, la singular. Juice. Okay. The second one, let's look at the singular first. He's Jewish. So that means he's a Jew. He's a Jew. He's Jewish. Same thing, right? So how do we put that in plural? Jews. They are Jews. Son judíos. They are Jews. Our neighbors are Jews. I'm making that up. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think they are. Doesn't matter. I don't care about people's religion. Since when has somebody's religion been important to me? Exactly. So I don't care who you celebrate or who, whatever, whoever your promised land, that's your thing. That's for you. It's a personal thing. When people share it with me, I'm like, well, thanks, but I don't share my deepest things with you either. So, okay, Kubla was having some problem with his comments, so he was participating. My bad, Kubla. I guess you have been, you were banned because you were banned on Facebook. Think about why. Who runs Facebook? Okay, and what is his religion? You're not allowed to talk about him. Oh my God. That's weird. So put the word Christianity now and see if something happens. Or Islam. I don't care. Whatever one. Why can't you say Jew? It's fucking what? Weird censorship going on these days, guys. What year is this? 1984? Like the book, the Orwellian novel. Okay, so Kubla says they don't sound alike. So Kubla disagrees with our amigos Born to Iron Man and Chris. All right, the first word again is juice. The second one is Jews. I'm going to give you both of them together. Jews love juice. Again, this is an example. Nobody get offended. Jews like juice. Jews like juice. They are not homophones. Nice job. Awesome job over there. Excellent, excellent, excellent stuff. All right, well, what else? So we've listened to our Say What soundbite. We've done homophones. Let's review our spelling bee, and then we'll get into today's Name That Movie. So today's spelling bee, the first plane is called the Spitfire. What a cool name. Spitfire. Que escupe fuego. Wow. It's called, and its full name is even cooler, the Supermarine Spitfire. It was used by the Royal Air Force and the Allied forces in World War II. It's that, I know you've all seen the plane. In fact, I can share it with you here in the group. The Spitfire is a very recognizable plane, and the sound too, when it dives. They have one propeller on the front, and man, you always see these at air shows, like, the few that are left, los que quedan, because these are relics now. These are from the Second World War. So it's a British plane, the Spitfire. And remember, the British were pioneers and continue to be pioneers in the field of aviation. They've always been right there in the aviation world. So the Supermarine Spitfire, or as they call it, the Spitfire. And thanks to the Spitfires, the Battle of Britain, remember the Battle of Britain, one of the biggest air battles ever. And thanks to the Spitfire, the Allies were able to gain ground. So the Spitfire, I love the name. It's Escupe Fuego. Isn't that scary? The next one isn't as scary. The next one is the Aardvark. And an Aardvark is un cerdo hormiguero. Orthiteropo. Okay, so cerdo hormiguero, an ant-eating mammal. An aardvark. Tiene dos A's al principio. Aardvark. And aardvarks are pretty ugly animals, right? I mean, no offense to aardvarks, any aardvark lovers in the house. But guess what? The plane is freaking ugly too. The aardvark. I mean, it's perfect. It's a perfect name for the plane because the plane is ugly as sin. Más feo que el pecado. So that's called the Aardvark. I'm sharing the Wikipedia articles with you so you can take a look at them, okay? The third one is the Peacemaker. Pero qué nombre más chula, eh? El Haz Paz. Hey, if you guys don't sort it out, I'm going to send the Peacemaker. Como no lo arregláis entre vosotros, mando al Haz Paz. El reparte paz. Now, the Peacemaker, you just take a look at this plane, and you'll see why it's called the Peacemaker. It's a B-36. It's called Convair, was the company who made it. The Convair B-36, a.k.a. the Peacemaker. This mammoth, this mammoth was a bomber. You know how I know that without even looking at it? B-52, la B significa bomber, que bombardea. F, la F-18, fighter. Fighter is caza, you say in Spanish. So the Peacemaker, man, this thing is a beast. It had 6 engines. I mean, it's very rare to see planes with 4 engines these days. It's not even necessary unless it's one of the bigger planes. And most of the ones now are cargo or carrying heavy things, right? But 6 engines. And of course, it carried bombs as well. The Peacemaker. The next one is the Fighting Falcon, or the F-16. And the F-16 is a small, little, versatile jet that is still being used by the U.S. Air Force. It's cool. It's a cool little plane. I've seen it fly many, many times. And it came out 49 years ago, and it's still relevant. So that's kind of cool. Obviously, they can do updates on the avionics, the computer systems, things like this. Glass cockpits, como se dicen hoy en día. Estos son las cabinas virtuales. Que there are no buttons and switches. It's all screens. We call that a glass cockpit. Cabina de cristal, que son pantallas. So, you get upgrades. So it's not the same exact plane that was flying 49 years ago, but that is a feat, una hazaña. The F-16 Fighting Falcon. And I'll never forget, when I was a kid, in my room, I had some that somebody got them for me. And it was a set of 3 planes. And it was the F-14, the one I told you that you can do the swept wings or you can do the delta wing. I had the F-14, the F-15, which followed it, and then the F-16. They went in order. The F-15 is a monster. It's big. The F-16 is small. It's a small little plane. And the next one is the Blackbird, or for those of you who love aviation and know the full name, the Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird. And this is one of the fastest planes ever, okay? This thing goes Mach 3. That means 3 times the speed of sound. And in my opinion, out of all the ones we've looked at today, and I love the Spitfire because it's classic. It even brings back nostalgia when you see it, even though I wasn't alive in the Second World War. The Blackbird looks like one of Batman's toys, honestly. Okay, and that is awesome. The SR-71 Blackbird, and the last one is the F-18 Hornet Avispón. The F-18 Hornet, and the F-18 is used a lot by the Navy, okay, La Marina. Why? The F-18 is a jet fighter, right? But its wingtips fold up. Now, why is that important if you're in the Navy? Well, where do you park? Where do you land? Where do you take off? On an aircraft carrier. And you don't necessarily have a lot of space on an aircraft carrier. So you'll see F-18s used all the time on aircraft carriers, not just because they're versatile jets, but because they can fit more of them on the deck. So quite interesting when you look at that. I mean, we're not looking at deep, dark things, and I'm not taking you into the engine or anything like that, but it's interesting when you look at that stuff because every plane usually is designed for a purpose. So if these wings hadn't been folding wings, maybe this plane wouldn't be the success that it is today. All right, amigos. All right, well, we've got to move on. I can't believe it. Time is flying. It's time for Name That Movie. Name That Movie. That's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie only on the Show with No Name. And as always, what we're going to do right now is take a look at a little synopsis of the movie, and we'll see if you guys recognize the movie or not. The synopsis goes as follows. A young boy whose parents have divorced finds an unlikely friend and mentor in a misanthropic, bawdy, hedonistic war veteran who lives next door. Mucho adjetivo ahí. So vamos por partes. Let's unpack it little by little, como se dice en inglés. Vamos a desempaquetarlo. A young boy whose parents have just divorced. So you can say have just gotten divorced or have just divorced. Es interesante esa. Finds an unlikely friend, un amigo no esperado, no probable, unlikely, and mentor. A mentor is somebody who you follow, their example. In the misanthropic, okay, and misanthropic, creo que viene de latín, a ver si me equivoco aquí. Misanthropic, misantrópico, somebody who hates people, right? Misanthropic body. And body, no sé cómo se traduce. Oh, these are some good words for me in Spanish. Obsceno, indecente, grosero. So body, yeah, somebody you're like, casposo, you're like, this guy's weird, right? Hedonistic, and a hedonistic, you're only thinking about the pleasures of the flesh. Hedonista, you're just seeking pleasure, buscando placeres de la vida. And a war veteran or a vet can be two things. It can be somebody who went to war or somebody who takes care of animals. Context is key. But I bet there were vets who are vets. Seguro. I'm sure of it. So this is a war veteran who lives next door. And we've got some winners. Please give it up for Chris, Valrol, and Kubla. The movie is called St. Vincent, and it stars the one and only Bill Murray. I'm just kidding. No se dice así. Bill Murray. I was just making sure you were paying attention. Well, it stars Bill Murray, Melissa McCarthy, love her, and Naomi Watts. So it's St. Vincent. Let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen. Brother Gerardi, I don't know how to pronounce it. I forgot from the movie. I've seen the movie. Well, the brother, this is a Catholic setting. No Catholic, Catholic. Nos van a banear por decir eso también. O solo, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know the trigger words. So Oliver's new Catholic school classmates welcome him. Sus nuevos compañeros de la escuela católica le dan la bienvenida. Albeit is however, okay, sin embargo, albeit, it's interesting because when I was a kid, I thought it was three words, albeit, but it's albeit. It's one short word, no es all con dos L's. Aunque, si bien, right, albeit unenthusiastically, sin muchas ganas, sin entusiasmo. Maybe, and then brother says, maybe as a thank you, you could lead us all in morning prayer. Quizá una forma de decir gracias, nos podrías liderar, empezar tú con unas oraciones. Okay? And then Oliver says, as the class members bow their heads, to bow your head is bajar la cabeza, something you do when you pray. He whispers apologetically to the teacher, I think I'm Jewish. Creo que soy judío. And brother says, okay, good to know. And then he says, addressing the whole class, refiriéndose a toda la clase, Oliver thinks he's Jewish. And then random members of the class start saying, so am I. I'm Buddhist. There is no God. And now everyone starts speaking at the same time, sharing their religious preferences. My favorite kinds of conversations. And then brother says, yes, you get the idea. We celebrate all the religions of the world in this room, Oliver. I'm a Catholic, no Catholic, remember, and cathedral, no catedral, cathedral. So I'm a Catholic, which is the best of all the religions, really, because we have the most rules and the best clothes. But among us, entre nosotros, there's also a Buddhist, agnostic. We have a Baptist, and we have, I don't know, which seems to be the fastest growing religion in the world. And now we have, I think I'm Jewish, which is a new one for the class. So, Oliver, thanks for that. Gracias por eso. Folks, we're going to our final commercial break. We'll be right back with the rest of today's show. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget to follow us on social media. This way you never miss an episode of your favorite Vaughn Radio shows. Whether it's the Probo Show with Rob Grams, Richard Vaughn Live, No Excuses with Fitz, Test Your English with Ximena, The Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy, Tosh Pasqua's Back to Basics, Let's Get Random with Jules Linares, The Salad with Dave Boyce, and last but not least, Drive Time with my buddy, my brother from another mother, Kyle Miller. And don't forget, Kyle's going to be hosting our trivia night. Mark your calendars for October 4th. Be there or be square. Un muermo. Un aburrido. Be there or be square. I'm going to be there October 4th and November 1st. 2 upcoming trivia dates. And the 22nd of December, you've got our open house in Bilbao, Valladolid, Zaragoza, Barcelona, Valencia, Santander, Vigo, and Madrid. Register on our website, grupovon.com. And follow us on social media while you're at it. Yeah. All right, well, folks, it's time for your first challenge of the 4th part of the show. Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble. That's right, amigos. It's double trouble. This is a translation with a twist where you have to use the same word twice. So it limits you, because I've had parts of the show, of this part of the show, where people have gotten it right. I'm like, well, that's right if it hadn't been a double trouble. But since it's a double trouble, I want the same word twice. And remember, it can be the root. So if we say the word go, it can be went in the second part. Or if you say agree, it can be agreed in the second. You understand? It's a variation of the root, la raíz. All right, here we go. I don't think it's too tough. I could be wrong. Me encanta su humor socarrón. I looked it up. Socarrón. I always, when I hear that, I think of socarrat. Anybody getting hungry? Me encanta su humor socarrón. Lo que viene siendo inexpresiva. Espero que las cosas le salgan bien. So, me encanta su humor socarrón, sin expresión. Okay? Espero que las cosas le salgan bien. Let me give you an example of this kind of humor. Do you guys remember Airplane? Aterriza como puedas and agárralo como puedas, The Naked Gun. Leslie Nielsen. He doesn't play it like he's doing a comedy. He plays it like he's seriously not understanding what's happening. So it's that kind of thing, playing it almost in, oh, really? Everything's falling apart around me. No idea. You're kind of clueless to it all. Que no te enteras, right? So, me encanta su humor socarrón / inexpresiva. Espero que las cosas le salgan bien. I think this is going to be a really tough one today. Prove me wrong. And folks, here's your Say What soundbite for the fourth and final time.
Duck shot. More duck shot. Confidentially, those hunters couldn't hit the broadside of a duck. Ah! They got me. Oh, yipe! Take it easy, Rover. That's no way to retrieve a duck.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So, something about a duck there. And you know, duck was our first double trouble. The first double trouble we ever did on this show was El pato se tuvo que agachar. We were talking about hunting before, right? The duck had to duck. Fácil. Solo tienes que ver como un dibujo animado, like Donald Duck. And you watch him duck, which they always do it, right? Especially the old school cartoons. They were pretty violent. Like I watched some with my daughter, and I'm like the old Warner Brothers ones, and they're like, okay, I'm going to shoot him. And they pull out like a missile launcher. And I'm like, you know, smacking him over the head with a hammer and, you know, a machine gun. And I'm like, who's this for? Kids? Now, obviously, as a parent, it makes me a little prude, mojigato with these kind of things too, obviously. But it's also not Hollywood's job to raise my kids. It's my job to raise my daughter, right? So I don't leave my TV in charge of that. All right. Anybody get the double trouble? No? Are you kidding me? You got to be kidding me. Me encanta su humor socarrón, inexpresiva. Espero que las cosas le salgan bien. Okay? Salir bien, dar resultado, right? And the other one, veo si hay otro sinónimo, impávido, humor socarrón, decir algo de manera inexpresiva. Okay? All right, let's take a look. Kubla's going to take a stab at it. And let's see. Kubla says, I love his deadpan humor. Kubla, so far, so good. Deadpan. I think of, Leslie Nielsen. He's just playing it like, whatever, you know, which is cool. It's funnier than being like, look at how funny this is. So I love that kind of deadpan humor, as we call it. And it's interesting because to pan is what the camera does. The camera pans left, it pans right, it pans up, pan down. This just means movimiento de cámara. So there's another use of that word pan there. Podría haber hecho un quadruple trouble, right? The camera panned down and we saw his deadpan face. Inexpresivo. So let's see. Kubla says, I love his deadpan humor. I hope things turn out dead well. I'll tell you what, Kubla, I'm going to give it to you. But it sounds like you're a teenager. It was dead awesome. Dead. we don't use it too much. It's forced, but again, I prefer you make an effort and you got the first part. So the good thing is the first part is spot on. All right. What about to pan out? The phrasal verb to pan out. How did everything pan out? How did everything turn out? It's another way of saying turn out. And I don't know if this is the reason, but it makes a lot of sense to me. When they used to search for gold during the gold rush, the miners, they would have a pan, right? And they would put that pan in the river, and then they would pan for gold. And if they were lucky, something would pan out. Algo saldría. Saldría bien el día. Les saldría diamantes o lo que están minando. So that's where that comes from there, that pan, right? Like a pan you would cook in, but in this case, it means that. Also, a flash in the pan, okay? Something that was popular just for a moment and you never heard from it again. So a lot of expressions with pan. And to pan out, how did it pan out? ¿Cómo? Y también pan out es hacer zoom para afuera. O sea, pan out, pan in, pan left, pan right, pan up, pan down. Si trabajas con cámaras, that's what you do there. But also, how did everything pan out? ¿Cómo acabó todo? So the translation, the full translation is, me encanta su humor socarrón, inexpresiva. Espero que las cosas le salgan bien. I love his deadpan humor. I hope things pan out for him. And as you guys just learned, a flash in the pan, something that was popular very quickly. And also all those camera movements. Pan left, pan right. A lot of times we do it in life too. No solo en cámara. Pan right, and you'll see my car. No? Gira, mover cámara hacia la derecha. All right, so there you go, folks. That is your double trouble for today. And you know what? I know you missed it the other day, so we're going to have time for today's You're Joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking. That's right, amigos. You're joking. This is a section where we take a look at some jokes. I recommend, if you guys are on Twitter, I don't know if you are, and I don't know if these guys are on Facebook or Instagram or the other ones, but there's one, and it's called, now the name of the account is Dad Jokes. It's really good. Dad Jokes. And but the handle is at @ Dad Says Jokes. So búscalo. I love them. The jokes are really, really good. And it's interesting to see if you get the jokes the same way we do here in this section. All right. So why do you always laugh at a joke about Peter Pan, even if you've heard it before? Okay. So why do you always laugh at a joke about Peter Pan, even if you've heard it before 1,000,000 times? Well, it never gets old. No, it never gets old. Peter Pan never wants to get old. It never gets old. Es atemporal, viene a decir. It's timeless. Oh, man, that joke never gets old. Nunca envejece. Viene a decir, es atemporal. Sigue molando igual. It's the opposite of a flash in the pan. A flash in the pan, that was cool, like for 5 minutes, right? So why do you always laugh at a joke about Peter Pan, even if you've heard it 1,000,000 times? Because it never gets old. Oh, and we say this. If you're telling a joke and you're not sure if you've told it before, we usually say, stop me if you know it. Párame si la conoces. Stop me if you know it. All right, well, I've got some more jokes up my sleeve. Remember, yesterday we looked at the expression to have an ace up your sleeve. Si os fijáis, la preposición que usamos is up. To have an ace up your sleeve. He has a trick or two up his sleeve. El up es clave ahí. Okay? All right. So what's Peter Pan's least favorite part of the song? What is Peter Pan's least favorite part of the song? The hook. No. Did you get it? I mean, come on. This is an easy one. Garfio, the hook, el gancho, the garfio, a hook. But also the hook of a song is the chorus, el estribillo, the catchy part, la parte que es pegadiza, la parte que dices, lo, 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 lo. That's the hook. It could be the riff if it's a guitar, but in general, they call it the hook because it's the part of the song that hooks you. Makes total sense, right? And then you get hooked on it, right? Careful with this. I got addicted to exercise. I got hooked on exercise. ¿Ves la diferencia? Uno con on, otro con to. And we got both of them in songs. Might as well face it, you're addicted to love. That's addicted to. And I'm hooked on a feeling. So you got both of those structures and two awesome songs. So the hook, the catchy part, Captain Hook, no le gustan los garfios. Okay, last one, I promise. Why can't Peter Pan defeat Captain Hook? Okay. Why can't Peter Pan defeat or beat Captain Hook? Because his punches never land. No, that joke didn't have that much punch. No. All right, I'll stop. Did you get it? At least? Why can't Peter Pan defeat Captain Hook? Because his punches never land. Well, where does Peter Pan go? Never, never land, right? It's called We're Off to Never, Never Land. Exit light. And to land a punch is to hit somebody, right? Oh, man, he threw. So to throw a punch is that, to actually do it, el acción. But to land it is to hit your target, right? So he threw 20 punches, but only landed 10. Let's say we're talking about a boxer, right? He didn't land any punches. None of his punches landed. So you get it now? Why can't Peter Pan defeat Captain Hook? Because his punches never land. All right, guys, I know you love the jokes, but it's time to move on to famous birthday trivia. That's right, amigos. That's right. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. And you'd better, más te vale, you'd better tell me when your birthday is. I don't mean tell me today because I'll forget it. I mean like, hey, Alberto, next Tuesday's my birthday. You know, when it's approaching, cuando se está acercando, definitely let me know. All right. And we'll give you a special shout out or maybe a loved one, un ser querido. We don't mind. No nos cuesta nada. It's easy. Right? We'd be more than happy to do it. Eso es como encantadísimo. Be more than happy to send you a birthday shout out or one of your loved ones. Just let me know. All right, let's see who's celebrating a birthday today. Today, this guy was born in 1950. An American actor, comedian, and producer. He's known for his deadpan style. You know what deadpan is, right? Okay, well, so you never really see him like overreacting or mugging. To mug is to make faces when You're acting. You don't see that very much. And this guy's been in everything. Venkman in the Ghostbusters. Rushmore. He was also in Caddyshack, the one about golf. El golf es una locura. I don't know what you call it here. Meatballs, Stripes, What About Bob, Groundhog Day, Tootsie, Little Shop of Horrors, Kingpin. That's a great one about bowling. The Grand Budapest Hotel, Lost in Translation, and so much more. And don't forget about St. Vincent. Today's Name That Movie. And a lot of Spanish people mispronounce his name. They say it a la española. Number 2, this person was born in Canada, and he passed in 2016, falleció en 2016, a Canadian singer, songwriter, and poet. Let me do my best imitation of him. Baby, I've been waiting half my life. I love him, but he's the one who does hallelujah. Got a really deep, raspy voice, and he's a poet. His lyrics were poetry, kind of like you guys here, Leo and Kubla, my resident poets over here. All right, and last but not least, this guy was an American animator who was born today in 1912. He died in 2002, and he's best known for his work on the Looney Tunes cartoons, where he directed many of the classics with Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, so Bugs, porque molesta, he's always bugging people. Daffy, porque está chiflao, you say Pato Lucas. Daffy Duck. Wile E. Coyote, Wile E. es que no está inquieto, está como hyperactive. So they all have names. And the Roadrunner, Meep Meep, Pepe Le Pew, Marvin the Martian, Porky Pig. You know what my favorite, my daughter's favorite is? Ba-deep, ba-deep, ba-deep. That's all, folks. All right, give it up for our winner, our movie queen, Chris Valrol. Also, Kubla got it too. Let's check our Say What soundbite. This was Daffy Duck. The character Daffy, his favorite line, "This is despicable." I just spit all over my microphone. Well, it's not a cheap microphone. I would prefer not to spit on my microphone, but you can't imitate Daffy Duck or Mariano Rajoy without spitting. Not supposed to make fun of people who have a lisp. Alberto, that's not nice. That's not nice. All right, well, let's check it out. This is from the classic cartoon To Duck or Not to Duck. O sea, agacharse or not. See, they're playing with it in the title. It came out in 1943. So we're listening to something that was recorded in 1942. And he says, he's flying through the air singing Daffy Duck. And he goes, duck shot. And duck shot is the kind of bullets you use. I don't know much about hunting. So buck shot is to hunt deer, buck. Ciervos. Duck shot is the ammunition you use to hunt ducks. So he didn't say duck shot como le dispararon, sino, esos son las balas que para patos. Duck shot. And then it happens again. He goes, more duck shot. Hay alguien que está disparando a patos aquí. And he goes, confidentially, those hunters couldn't hit the broadside of a duck. Estos son tan malos que no podrían ni disparar el culo, the broadside, la parte atrás, amplia, the broadside of a duck. And then you hear another shot, and he goes, and obviously he gets shot in his bottom, su culete. And he goes, oh, they got me. And he says, yipes. You can say yipes or yikes. Es como, madre mía, yipes, yikes. And then you hear the classic fall. Woo! That sound effect. And he goes, there's a dog at the bottom waiting, the hunter's dog. And he goes, take it easy, Rover. Tranquilo, Rover. Rover es como Fido. Es una forma de decir perro en general. Rover, Fido. He goes, take it easy, Rover. That's no way to retrieve a duck. Así no se entrega un pato. So here we go. It is Daffy Duck.
Duck shot. More duck shot. Confidentially, those hunters couldn't hit the broadside of a duck. Ah! They got me. Oh, yipe! Take it easy, Rover. That's no way to retrieve a duck.
And if you notice, he says, "Ats. Ats no way," en vez de that's. De hecho, hay una frase muy chula como, "Así me gusta, sigue chico." En vez de that a boy, decimos attaboy. Nos comemos la T, la TH. Attaboy, así me gusta. All right, well, folks, thank you. We don't have time for Name That Lyric, really. I'll give you the song, and this way you guys can check it out on your own. It's birthday boy Leonard Cohen and his song, "I'm Your Man." And if you want to learn English, folks, I'm your man. Thank you so much for being here with me today and every day. You guys are really, I can't give you enough applause. Keep up the great work. Stay tuned, because you've got Ximena Holiday up next, and she's going to be giving you some awesome tips with her special guest on how to keep your English in good shape and the rest of you. All right. Well, thank you. And Google "I'm Your Man" by Leonard Cohen. And if you want to imitate Leonard Cohen, you just have to go, "Baby, I've been waiting to clear my throat." Thank you so much, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here once again on the Show with No Name. We'll be back tomorrow with more, I promise.